Unfortunately, the museum doesn't open for another hour, and we don't really want to wait around an hour. But the airplanes and helicopters are here. We'll take a look. President of the United States. Twin-engine anti-submarine warfare helicopter. Launched in '61. Four torpedoes and sophisticated sonar detection equipment. Yeah, sonar buoys, like Hazeltine used to make. I don't know a lot about airplanes. F-111F. Interesting to look at the construction. $16 screws to hold the little cover on. They didn't want it to fall off, I guess. Not every day you get to walk around a genuine airplane. That looks like refueling. T-38A5 Shooting Star. Trainer version of the F-80. The Air Force's first operational jet fighter. Oh, there is one more. There's one more on the other side of the road over there. Bell UH-1. Huey. This is a little guy with a built-in stretcher. we're over there. And over here we have a Navion from Arkansas. Oh, can you pick that up? The visitor center. It does make the Ellsworth Hilton look large. And Hilton has more windows. The Louisville Slugger Baseball Museum and Factory.
It's a story that the Kentucky Historical Society wants to help you discover and share.
It's an orrery.
To understand your place in history. Like
Designed and invented and designed by the guy and his son from Kentucky. Usually they're much smaller than that.
And interesting objects have a powerful
Basically, as you turn the handle, the Earth rotates and the moon rotates around the Earth and the other planets rotate all around the sun.
You will also encounter the people.
Synchronously, the way they actually happen in real life. And this is when we usually think of history of America starting.
know what to do? Try slowing it pressure. Read about it. See if you can figure out what that is. It looks like a steamer.
Chain whittled out of a piece of walnut. Somebody must have spent a good part of their life doing that. An interesting exhibit. The Frankfurt reel makers and their apprentices. Who knew that this was the home of fishing reels? (1838) brass fishing reels. Moving up to German silver.
Containing more than 300 wooden buildings and numerous tents, the core of the camp covered more than 800 acres on either side of the Lexington-Danville Turnpike. These buildings house Camp Nelson's quartermaster and commissary depot, recruitment center, and hospital facility. The structures also included 20 warehouses to store 2 million rations, clothing, and equipment, and included 6 industrial-sized workshops to build and repair wagons and ambulances, repair harnesses, to shoe horses, and to provide lumber for building construction. A staff of supervisory officers and more than 2,000 civilian employees to operate the facilities, maintain the camp, build roads, and haul supplies. Some of these civilians, prior to the recruitment of African Americans in 1864, were impressed laborers, with their slave owners being compensated for their services. Carpenters, blacksmiths, wagon makers, harness makers, teamsters, cooks, clerks, and laborers all served under Chief Quartermaster Captain Theron E. Hall. In order to feed, house, and supply the soldiers and civilian employees, Camp Nelson contained dozens of cookhouses and mess halls, a large bakery, hospital wards, a laundry, offices, nurses' quarters, surgeons' quarters, a cookhouse, a mess hall, dead houses, and a convalescent camp of tents. The U.S. Sanitary Commission also established a soldiers' home near the hospital for the accommodation of soldiers temporarily staying at the camp en route to join their regiments at the front. Because of the height of the Kentucky River Palisades, water supply was initially a problem for the camp. The Army therefore constructed a powerful steam water pump on the river, which pumped 150 to 175 gallons per minute, 470 feet up the Palisades to a 500,000-gallon reservoir. From the reservoir, water flowed by gravity to the warehouses, sheds, and barns for fire prevention, and to the hospital, soldiers' home, and headquarters, which had indoor plumbing and water closets, a feat that was very much before its time.
The White House. Fort Putnam, one of the defensive areas to prevent an assault by the Confederates. And on the other side you can see there's a big trench. So if anybody's coming, when they get this close, they got to get down the trench and climb back up. One of the things you don't think about is horses. Here there were 4 300-foot-long stables. Have many acres of field. One of the things that's interesting is the wildflowers that grow up in the fields. Look at these guys. Get the little 60 wagons a day used to go up to the railroad to bring back supplies or to deliver supplies to the railroad to be shipped out to one of the army segments in different portions of the country. For the overlook, and you definitely can see we're up high, but what you can't see still is any river down there. I think the GoPro can get out an extra 3 feet and see river. I'm trying. Today, everything is very tranquil. Just acres and acres of grass growing. But during the Civil War, it was a very different place. Split rail fence. However, it's modified. They have a piece of rebar or something down through them to keep them from falling over, so they don't have to keep coming out and putting them back up. Can't say as I blame them, but it's not original. I don't claim to understand. WRVX, the Country Music Pioneer Station.